Morning all. All right, so we got 13 games tonight in the NHL, and it's going to be a busy one. So we got 4 games starting at 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific, starting with Buffalo and the Boston Bruins. These teams have already met once this year. On November the 14th, Boston wins 5-2. The third and final meeting between these teams will be December the 27th. For Buffalo, they're 10, 14, and 2, and the time to turn things around now would be a good time. They are 3, 6, and 1 in their last 10. In 16 games, Benson, 2 goals, 5 assists, 7 points. Tage Thompson, 17 games, just returned from injury. 6 goals, 7 assists from Thompson. They probably want some more there, 13 points altogether. On the Boston side, they are 17, 4, and 3. They are 6, 3, and 1 in their last 10. Denton Heinen's been solid in his return to Boston, 16 games. 3 goals, 5 assists thus far for 8 points. Matt Grzelcyk, 14 games played, just the 1 goal for the pending UFA this next summer. So if his production stays like that, we'll see if that brings his price down or if it makes it more likely for them to move on or what's going to happen. 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific start between San Jose and Detroit. This is the first of 2 meetings. They'll meet again in San Jose on January the 2nd. San Jose is 7, 17, and 2. They are 5, 4, and 1 in their last 10. That's right. They are actually 5, 4, and 1 in their last 10. And so San Jose shouldn't be taken lightly. The addition of Justin Bailey has been a good one for the San Jose Sharks. He has 2 assists in 5 games. He's been prominent in every game, though. So that was a solid addition by Mike Greer. Barabanov recently returned from injury. 8 games played, 1 goal, 1 assist for him. He had a really good year last year, so if he's going to start producing like that, again, San Jose all of a sudden becomes dangerous. Detroit 14, 7, and 5 overall. They're 7, 2, and 1 over their last 10. Fabry's been quite the story in the 12 games he's played. 8 goals, 3 assists, 11 points for him. Petrie's played 17 games. He's had 7 assists. I think he's been good. You guys can let me know your thoughts. But yeah, that should be a fun one. LA and Montreal meet at 7 o'clock Eastern, 4 o'clock Pacific. In Montreal, they met in LA on November 25th. That was a 4-0 win for the Kings. The Kings are 15, 4, and 3 overall. They're 7, 2, and 1 over their last 10. Kaliev's played 20 games, 6 goals, 6 assists for 12 points in those 20 games. Lazot's played 16. He's had 4 goals, 3 assists, 7 points. So if you're figuring this out as I go along, today I've picked players that have not played every single game. On the Montreal side, 11, 11, and 3 record overall. 4, 5, and 1 in their last 10. Ullinen, 18 games, 3 goals, 1 assist, 4 points. Fun to say Ullinen, and he's only played the 18 games. Lindstrom's been quite the story. 12 games, 3 goals, 1 assist, 4 points. Lindstrom's known as being just pure defense, so the 3 goals, kind of nice with that defense as well. 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific start between Toronto and the Ottawa Senators. This is the second of 4 meetings. On November the 8th, they met. It was a 6-3 win for Ottawa. These teams will meet again on December 27th and February the 10th. On the Toronto side, they're 12, 6, and 4 overall. They're 6, 2, and 2 in their last 10. Robertson's played 11 games, 3 goals, 3 assists, 6 points. When he plays, he looks very good. So that's the good news. Ryan Reeves, 17 games, just the 1 goal. I don't know if I've ever seen so much discussion about a 4th liner as I have, or with Toronto fans and Ryan Reeves, but it's been an interesting journey so far. We'll see whether or not he plays tonight or what the lineup looks like. On the Ottawa side, they are 10 and 10 to start the year, 6 and 4 over their last 10. Norris, 17 games, 5 goals, 6 assists, 11 points. For Ridley Gregg, 10 games played, 2 goals, 5 assists, 7 points. There's a lot of good young forwards in Ottawa. Those are 2 guys they'd like to see stay healthy for the rest of the season. And then at 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific, Columbus and the Islanders. They renew pleasantries. On October 28th, the Islanders won this matchup 2-0. These teams will meet a third and final time on April the 4th. Columbus is 8, 14, and 5 so far this year. 4, 5, and 1 in their last 10. Patrick Laine, 16 games, 5 goals, 2 assists, 7 points. Chinakhov, 16 games played for him as well. 3 goals, 2 assists, 5 points for Chinakhov. On the Islanders side of things, they're 10, 7, and 7. And they're a fascinating storyline of, depends on how you look at things. They are 5, 1, and 4 over their last 10. So they've only lost 1 in regulation in their last 10. They've had points in 9 of their last 10. But they've only won 5 of their last 10. So it really depends on how you look at it. Gauthier, in the 7 games he's played, 2 goals, 2 assists, 4 points for him. Riley's been a good addition thus far. 6 games, 1 goal, 1 assist, 2 points. With Riley, you get the offense. There's some questionable defense here and there. We'll see how things go. 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific. We got 2 games starting then, beginning with Dallas and the Washington Capitals. So for Dallas, things don't get easier. They're up against a Caps team that should be kind of angry from how that road trip ended. So this is the first of 2 meetings. They'll meet again in Dallas on January the 27th. For the Stars, they're 14-7-3. It's been a little bit of a rough go lately. They're 4-4-2 in their last 10. Steele, 19 games, 2 goals, 2 assists, 4 points for Steele. I think he's been all right. Again, with Sam Steele, you kind of know what you're getting at this point. Faksa, bottom 6 as well. 20 games, 2 goals, 2 assists, 4 points. I do like Faksa, though. On the Washington side, they're 12-8-2 overall. They're 6-4 in their last 10. It was a long road trip. TJ Oshie's played 17 games. He's had 1 goal, 1 assist in those 17 games. No question you'd want more out of him. Faravari, defensive defenseman, quite good at it. 17 games, just the 3 assists so far. But again, defensive defenseman. 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific start as well between the Tampa Bay Lightning and the Nashville Predators. This is the second of 2 meetings on October the 10th. Tampa Bay won 5-3 in this meeting at home. But it has started to feel like Tampa's got it together. They're 12-10-5. They're coming off a big win last night. They're 5-4-1 in their last 10. Barry Boulet's played 20 games. He's got 4 goals, 3 assists in those 20 games. And I like Barry Boulet as a forward, as a player. Stamkos, 25 games, 10 goals, 16 assists, 26 points. Hey, he hasn't played all their games. On the Nashville side, they're 13-12 to start. They are 8-2 in their last 10, so really solid play lately. This should be a fascinating one, might be game of the night material. McCarron, 16 games, 3 goals, 2 assists, 5 points. And Stastny, since his recall, 8 games, the 1 goal so far for Stastny. Notice the E in his last name there. He is no relation to the other Stastnys you've heard of in hockey. 8:30 Eastern, 5:30 Pacific start between Anaheim and Chicago. First of 3 meetings. They'll meet again March the 12th and March the 21st. All right, so I'm wearing Anaheim. They're 10-15 to start the year. They're 1-9 in their last 10. So if they're really and truly going to show, hey, we're not the expansion looking team we've been over the last couple of years, in that, things have been going pretty rough for them over the last couple of years, this is where they need to get a win in Chicago. Not an insult to Chicago, more of a statement of if Anaheim really and truly is turning the corner this year and they're going to be better, this is the kind of game they should win. Killorn, in the 15 games he's played, 2 goals, 5 assists, 7 points, so the goal scoring not likely where they would like it to be. And for Karlsson, the goal scoring is exactly where you want it to be, but he's only played the 17 games so far. 8 goals, 5 assists, 13 points. We'll see if he's in the lineup tonight. On the Chicago front, they're 7-16-1 overall. They're 2-7-1 in their last 10. Kurashev, 18 games, 4 goals, 9 assists, 13 points. Gutman, 7 games, just the 1 goal so far, but I like Gutman's game. He's a good forechecker, and I think that's going to generate some points at some point. 9 o'clock Eastern, 6 o'clock Pacific, 3 more games starting then. So at this point, I will have 11 games on at the same time. I will do my best. But there are a couple of games in here, and so this is where, like, when it gets really, really busy, I'm grateful for, like, a game between Anaheim and Chicago because neither team is in the playoff hunt right now. So that's the game that I won't spend as much attention on out of all the games that are being played. I do drop games off if it's between 2 teams that are not in contention or if a game's really lopsided. So let's say Montreal's up 8-0 on LA in the second period. Then I don't have to look at that one as closely as I look at others. 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific start between Philadelphia and the Arizona Coyotes. This is the first of 2 meetings. They'll meet again February the 12th. Philadelphia is 13-10-2 overall. They're 6-3-1 in their last 10. Frost's only played the 15 games. He's been a healthy scratch at times. 3 goals, 2 assists, 5 points in the 15 games he's played. Bobby Brink's played 20 games, 4 goals, 7 assists, 11 points. And I like Bobby Brink. Still wish he was a Boston Bruin, but what am I going to do? All right, the Arizona Coyotes, 13-9-2 overall. They're 6-3-1 in their last 10. For Zucker, 17 games, 5 goals, 2 assists, 7 points. Kesselring's been good since his recall, 9 games, 5 assists for him. I think he's played quite well for Arizona since getting back into the lineup. 9 o'clock Eastern, 6 o'clock Pacific start between Carolina and Calgary. I was trying to figure out which jersey I was going to wear, Carolina or Calgary, and I thought about it so hard it became Anaheim. So the first of 2 meetings between these teams, they'll meet again in Carolina on March the 10th. This is a tough game to call. Like, Carolina's 14-10-1, right? So the record's good. But they're coming off of a game last night where they just started terribly against Edmonton. And again, the goaltending and defense questions are in there. But Calgary's coming off of a game where they didn't look good against Minnesota either. So anyways, for Carolina, Svechnikov's played 15 games, just the 1 goal. We know what Svechnikov can do goal-scoring-wise. I'm surprised he's only got the 1. 10 assists for him to make 11 points. Pesce, not producing right now. 16 games, 1 goal, 1 assist, 2 points. A lot of discussions about Pesce and extension, Carolina, and what's going to happen. But if he keeps playing like this, I don't know if an extension would necessarily be on the way. For Calgary, 10-12-3. And again, with the way the Carolina's defenses looked, totally makes sense if Don Waddell looks at things right now and says, we need to make a change. For Calgary, 10-12-3 is their record. Of course, they've already made a change with Zadorov being traded out. They're 5-4-1 in their last 10. Connor Zary, 15 games, 4 goals, 7 assists, 11 points. Very entertaining. Solovyov, who got that spot that was vacated in the Zadorov trade, he's played 3 games. He has 1 assist so far for Calgary. 9 o'clock Eastern, 6 o'clock Pacific start between the Winnipeg Jets and the Colorado Avalanche. Not Hurricanes, Avalanche. All right, first of 3 meetings between these teams. December 16th and April 13th are the other 2 meetings. Winnipeg's 14-8-2 overall. They're 7-3 in their last 10. This is a really good test to see how well they're playing too. Velarde, 6 games, just the 2 assists. He's due for a goal. Janssen Fialbi, when he's in the lineup, I like his work ethic. He's got 8 games. He has 0 points for Winnipeg in the games that he's played. But again, I like his work ethic when he's in the lineup. Colorado, 16-7-2 overall. They are 6-2-2 in their last 10. In terms of players that have missed games for Colorado this year, you have Tatar, 23 games, just the 8 assists. He's been a healthy scratch at points. Kiviranta, since his recall from the Eagles, has been solid. 12 games, 1 goal, 3 assists, 4 points for Kiviranta. So, yeah. And then at 10 o'clock Eastern, 7 o'clock Pacific, the Minnesota Wild and the Vancouver Canucks start up as 4 games are ending. That 5th game will be almost done, and that's where then I get caught up on anything I might have fallen behind on. But anyways, this is the first of 3 meetings between Minnesota and Vancouver. I would love to have worn a Vancouver jersey for this video, but Minnesota's red hot, and they kind of have a history coming into Vancouver and, winning games here and there. December 16th and February 19th will be the other 2 meetings between these 2 teams. For Minnesota, they're 9-10-4 overall. They're 4-4-2 in their last 10, but they've won 4 in a row. Goligoski in 7 games. He's had 2 assists. He's good when he's in the lineup. Spurgeon, obviously, is the captain. Very happy when he's in the lineup. 10 games, 4 assists for him so far this year. Vancouver 16-9-1, but over their last 10, they're 4-6. So Vancouver needs to reverse this trend. Amon, since his recall, has been solid. 2 assists in 6 games. He is missed here in Abbotsford, but hey, he's got to do better things. Zadorov, in the 23 games he's played this year, 1 goal, 6 assists, 7 points. And they need for that defense to really be focused and together. Allowing 6 goals against New Jersey, it's just, I understand it's the Devils and they're capable of putting up that kind of number, but if Vancouver wants to show people their defense this year's better, the reality is that since Soucy got hurt, Vancouver's defense has looked not dissimilar, completely dissimilar anyways from last year's defense. 10:30 Eastern, 7:30 Pacific start between New Jersey and Seattle. There had to be a 7:30 start because there's 13 games. So this is the first of 2 meetings. They'll meet again February the 12th. For New Jersey, they're 12-10-1. They're 5-5 in their last 10. They're coming off that 6-5 win in Vancouver. Heischer, in the 12 games he's played, 4 goals, 4 assists, 8 points. Really solid play from him. Howell has played 19 games, 7 goals, 6 assists, 13 points. When he's in the lineup, he produces. On the Seattle side, they're 8-12-6 to start the year. They're 3-4-3 in their last 10. I did a video yesterday on their struggles. Tanev, in the 10 games he's played, he's had 2 goals. Karche's played 25 games, so close to every game, because Seattle hasn't had the kind of injury issues some of the other teams have had. I throw Karche on the board. 4 goals, 4 assists, 8 points for Karche. I think he's capable of more, and we'll see what happens. So let me know your picks for tonight. Who do you think's going to win? Let me know in the comment section below. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you have not done so already. Thank you guys so much for watching, for all your support. I will talk to you again soon.